Hey guys, what it is, what it does, and what it do. Drake Adams here, back with another Pokemon TCG Online deck profile. And today we're going to be showcasing the Speed Entei deck. A very strong fighting Pokemon from ancient origins, I believe. And he's just made even stronger with the recent item cards that came out, the tools, Fighting Fury Belt that boosts up the HP of all basics. So the Entei being a basic already is going to really help out, and also the Bursting Balloon. So let's go ahead and kind of showcase the deck and show you how it works. First we have 3 Shaman. This is a speed variant, a deck that likes to go really fast and try to set up with big hits as fast as possible. So we're going to use 3 Shamans to help us do that, instead of like the standard 2. Next up we have the Charizard EX. This is the Combustion Blast Charizard. The fact that he can hit 150 in one turn with a blacksmith of 2 fire energies and then a double colorless attachment, it just works in good combination with the Entei, and it means that we can potentially kill EXs in our first turn. If you put a Muscle Band to hit 170, then you can kill Evital EX, Mewtwo EX, a lot of really strong Pokemon in the meta. So, even Manectric EX. So yeah, Charizard is basically in there for that. Try to hit Combustion Blast turn 1. And also he is another body that we can put down instead of Shamans, because the deck can mulligan a lot. As you see, we really only have the 4 Enteis. So the Charizard is just a good backup attacker and a good way to try to minimize how many mulligans you are going to have turn 1. Next up, this is a new card that we are using, the Mega Charizard EX. We are using Mega Charizard because with Generations coming out and the Jolteon EX coming into the meta, we would basically auto-lose to that card since we don't run any non-basic fighters. So the one Mega Charizard is just basically so we do have an out in the deck for Jolteon. I've seen many games where a person sees that you're playing Entei, and he'll clear his bench and just make sure all he has is one Jolteon in play at all times. And then if that's the case, then you'll lose. So the Mega Charizard is good for that. He hits 300 damage. He kills anything inside guaranteed, but it's for 5 energies. Luckily for us, that isn't too bad. In 2 turns, you could blacksmith twice and then attach an energy. So you could really have him attacking on your 3rd turn. So, I mean, I know it sounds pretty slow, but it just gives us a way to get out Jolteon. And if you aren't running Jolteon, then you can just battle Compressor him and send him to the discard pile. Now, the main attacker is the Entei. We have the Theta Double Ancient Trait. This Pokemon may have up to 2 tool cards attached to him at the same time. Very, very good. So before, it's like, okay, that's solid. You can put a Muscle Band and maybe a Hard Charm on him. That's decent. But now with the Fighting Fury Belt, it's very, very, very good. Fighting Fury Belt, making him a 170 HP basic. Put 2 Fighting Fury Belts, making them 210, a 210 basic that's only giving up 1 prize card. That's amazing. Not to mention things like Bursting Balloon, Muscle Band, and now we're really doing some interesting things. His attacks are also actually very solid. He has Flame Screen. You do 30 damage, and then damage is reduced by 30 to him on the next turn. So a lot of times we can see us, attacking for maybe 50 with the Muscle Band, and next turn taking very little damage, and then maybe Heat Tackling for a knockout the turn after that. Heat Tackle for the same 2 fire and double colorless energy cost as the Charizard EX. You do 130 damage, and then you flip a coin if tails. This Pokemon does 30 damage to himself. The damage to himself can be a little annoying at times. The Fighting Fury Belt really helps, mitigate some of those issues, though. But it is something to keep note of, but typically it's worth the damage, because if you're getting kills and you're doing a little more damage, you're willing to trade the prize of 2 prizes for your 1. So yeah, so that's it. The Entei and the Charizard, we want to be getting these guys fully geared up in one turn if at all possible. The way we're going to do that is we're running 4 Battle Compressor. The Battle Compressor is to work in tandem with the Versus Seeker and Blacksmith cards. You can dump 2 energies into the discard pile and a Blacksmith. Versus Seeker the Blacksmith back. And then you have your 2 energies attached to one of your Pokemon. And that's why we're running these guys over here. So realistically, it's pretty easy to attach a double colorless Battle Compressor to fire energies and the Blacksmith, then Versus Seeker the Blacksmith back, attach it, and there you have your 130 ready to go, or your 150, 170 ready to go turn 1. So very, very good card. We're running 1 Eco Arm. This deck runs a lot of tools, so this is just going to be a way to get them back, especially things like Bursting Balloon, since those are definitely only going to stay on for a turn. If we play our couple of Bursting Balloons, so we can Eco Arm them back and hopefully draw into them. We are running 4 Trainer's Mail, 4 Ultra Ball. Since this is a speed deck, we want to use that typical combo of just trying to get through our deck as soon as possible, grabbing the Battle Compressors, Ultra Balling for Shamans, running the 4-4 combo. We have the 4 Via Seekers since we want to Blacksmith almost every turn whenever possible. 3 Blacksmith, 1 Lysander. Lysander is really good, but since we would probably rather be attaching energies for our supporter as opposed to Lysandering, we're only running 1. And we're going to be running 3 Sycamore. Likewise, only 3 instead of 4, since when our deck is flowing with a good synergy, we're going to be using our Blacksmith for our turn. Next we have 3 Scorched Earth. What you could do here is you discard a fire energy or a fighting, and you draw 2 cards. So this works good because it lets us draw and it lets us get energies into our discard pile for our Blacksmith. Next up is 2 Bursting Balloon, another card from the new Breakpoint set. This is going to punish our opponent for attacking into those Enteis after we've done some serious damage. Since we do run an Eco Arm, it's kind of a cool way to get cards back, and you can do Bursting Balloon while also having like a Muscle Band, so we're doing more damage and we're protecting ourselves. Really cool little combo. Now the 4 Fighting Fury Belt. Love this card, seeing it everywhere, and it helps us out a lot since we're only attacking with basics. Basically, we're giving our guys 40 more HP, a little more extra damage. Definitely gives us the staying power to hang out with all the other big hitters in the meta right now. 1 Floatstone in case we have a Shaman stuck in the active position. 4 Muscle Band. We're running 4 Muscle Band because we do want to get Muscle Band on our Charizard EX. If we start off with Charizard EX, then we want to be trying to hit that 170 Combustion Blast. The best way to do that is make sure that we have enough Muscle Bands in our deck to see them early game. Then for energies, we have 4 Double Colorless and 8 of the Fighting. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out this Speed Entei deck in action. Probably be seeing some competitive players. We see Psychic. And only Psychic, so I'm thinking it's going to be a Trevenant deck. Now, I would typically like to go second with this deck since it can hit so hard in one turn, but in case it is Trevenant, we want to be able to play whatever item cards we need to play, so we can hopefully at least get like a Blacksmith going. Fortunately, we do mulligan our turn 1. So this deck does mulligan a little more often than other decks, so fortunately that's just kind of what you're in store for when you play this deck, and we will see if we are playing that good old Trevenant. And no, it looks like it's going to be an Aegislash. Actually, it could still be Trevenant with the Aegislash combination. Go ahead and attach both of these since we likely won't be able to use them. Afterwards, we're going to go ahead and discard a Fire and a Muscle Band and grab a Shaman. Just check out our deck. We do have the Mega in there, so we'll probably have to get rid of that. And we have 1 Shaman prized. Cool. The 1 Shaman prize looks to be, I think, our only prized Pokemon. So we'll see if we can get a Blacksmith or a Battle Compressor. Awesome, perfect. We got both. We're going to go ahead and hit that Battle Compressor. We're going to get the... discard another Fire. And guess we can go ahead and get rid of the Lysander and try to draw into a Versus Seeker. If our Lysander is here. I don't see the Lysander, so let's go ahead and get rid of a Battle Compressor. We kind of won't really need them after this turn because they're likely going to be item locking us. We're going to go ahead, attach the fire energy. So we got turn 1, Entei ready to go. Let's go ahead and get rid of this Charizard as well, and the Muscle Band just in case we can't use it next turn. We'll get another Shaman. Draw more cards. Hopefully get a Versus Seeker, so at least we'll have options the next turn. And no, we don't have it. We could do a Float Stone. Float Stone probably won't help us out that much here, I'm thinking. I'm gonna go ahead and get a Professor Sycamore. Now, say the Float Stone wouldn't help us that much because there's 2 Shamans and they could just Lysander out the Shaman that didn't have it on them. So we're gonna go ahead and discard 1 more energy. And there you go. That's a really good start from us. Turn 1, went through half of our deck. We have our Entei ready to go. We have some follow-up cards. I was going to play the Fighting Fury Belt, but since there is a card called Delinquent, I feel like it's always good when playing in Standard to be aware of your hand size. Never go down to 3 cards, if at all possible, unless you are 100% certain that your opponent is not playing Delinquent. So, you know, would have liked to put the Fighting Fury Belt on there just so he didn't get head ringered, but I felt like it was more important to make sure that we were able to keep all these options as opposed to potentially getting our whole hand taken out. We see our opponent, he played Bridget to get a big bench. Now he's going into the Fanta. That's okay, we're going to be able to kill the tree on our turn, and he'll have wasted an energy. We're going to go ahead and play the double colorless and the 2 fire energies, and we're going to heat tackle for 170, and we flip tails, unfortunately. But like I said, much worth the kill in my opinion. If he brings out another Trevenant, then we'll just go ahead and kill that Trevenant as well. So I guess this deck is the deck we're seeing is, I guess it's built to kind of spread damage for a couple turns and then have the Aegislash come in and do a whole load of spread damage. Now we can even kill this Aegislash in 1 hit as well. And if he does his attack, he's only going to be taking us from 30 to 60. Opponent flips heads on the Birch. And but we're looking good. We have both of our attackers fully set up. We are, winning 1 prize to 0 so far. And as of now, we do have the 1 K hit range to kill basically anything he brings out. So yeah. I guess the trick will be to get some kills before he can put too much damage on these Shamans. I guess all he needs is 2 spread hits on the Shaman and then a 3rd hit with the Aegislash. And that's going to be the real problem. So, I believe we have a Lysander. We're going to go ahead and take down that Aegislash. Go ahead and put that Fighting Fury Belt on him while we can. And there's the scoop. Very strong, quick Speed Entei display right there. Let's go ahead and try to see if we can get in another match. So yeah, you saw us. We went off. The deck can do that pretty easily, and that's why I feel like this deck has a lot of potential. The bursting balloons make it a little bit more awkward for our opponent. Oh, water's gonna hurt. Yeah, the bursting balloons make it very awkward for our opponent since we are using basics We're going to go ahead and go second. We have to try to get up on our opponent really quickly, so maybe going second and getting a first kill could be pretty important to us. But yeah, bursting balloons can make it very awkward for our opponent, and fighting Fury Belts make it really hard to kill this hard-hitting one prize trade Pokemon. So yeah, I'm really liking Entei right now, as you can tell. And as I feared, it is the Greninja. Now we are going second, so hopefully we can get our Entei fully powered up in one turn. If that's the case, then we can try to hopefully get a couple kills before he sets up. The only way we're going to win is by killing him before he sets up. And wow, we see him, oof, discard 3 Frogadier. That's huge. If he doesn't have a Super Rod handy, then that's going to be a very big help for us. So our next goal is to kill before he can get a Super Rod. So our opponent ends. Now we don't have... Okay, cool. This is really good. We have the Scorched Earth there. Let's go ahead and go ahead and attach that muscle band. We're going to play the Scorched Earth, draw some cards. Let's go. We have a Trainer's Mail. Let's see what we can find in the Trainer's Mail. Fighting Fury Belt. Let's see. I think we're going to let that be for now. Minimize the cards in our hand. We're going to Ultra Ball for a Shaman, keeping another Ultra Ball in hand because we really want to get double colorless and the whole Blacksmith combination going this turn. So, and let's see here. We can Ultra Ball for... We'll get rid of that muscle band. Another Shaman. We're going to drop down this Entei. And we could really actually flame screen for 70 too, if need be. So I guess what we really just want is an energy and a Blacksmith of some sort. And let's see here. It looks like we're going to have that. So we can go ahead, put that Blacksmith. We're going to go ahead and flame screen for 70. Grabbing the energy, we have our double colorless on the next turn. So now our opponent really needs a Super Rod this turn, or else we're going to win. So yeah. There again, we see Entei setting up pretty quickly. We didn't get the perfect setup, but still really good. 70 damage, and he's taking 30 less damage this turn, and next turn we're already hitting for 170. We have Bursting Balloons ready to go. We have via Seeker to either draw cards or Blacksmith. We missed one of our 4 Battle Compressors. That would have made everything even better. But we still had a pretty strong setup, I think. So now we're waiting to see what our opponent decides to do. He's down. Okay, there's the Skyla. So actually that's pretty good. He can Super Rod manually, or Sacred Ash, there you go, manually evolve and then play in energies. So he likely will have all those options at his disposal. We'll see what happens here. And there goes the Frogadiers. Frogadier. So since he played that, we have to expect that he does have the other 2 cards that he needs. So yeah, there's the Dive Ball and the energies. And the thing about that is we do know that he has a lot of... he will be able to get out a lot of Frogadiers, unfortunately. Oh wow, and he decided not to go for it. That is pretty bizarre. I guess we'll go ahead and keep doing what we got to do. We have two Versus Seekers. Yeah, nothing's really helping us right now. We can go ahead and flame screen again. So that was bizarre. I'm surprised our opponent... I guess he didn't have a water energy. But I thought with the Dive Ball he would have gotten a Frogadier. And then filled up his bench with the water duplicates. But perhaps our opponent didn't have the water energy. And since he used a Skyla for his supporter, he didn't have a supporter to kind of go and dig and search for the energy. So now we see an Ultra Ball. Opponent, a Wally. Okay, so here's the Frogadier. Perhaps he drew the energy. So now he evolves, and now we see a Sycamore. Sycamore is risky because he could end up drawing some of those Frogadiers off the Sycamore. But I guess he did need a water energy, so he had to do what he had to do. And, you know, if our opponent's fortunate, then he would have kept the rest of his Frogadiers in the deck. We will see. But the good thing about the Frogadier is the Frogadier is still only 70, so we're going to be able to go ahead and kill the Frogadier with another Flame Screen. And look, yeah, our opponent was very fortunate. He didn't lose any of his Frogadiers in hand. So we'll go ahead and use another Scorched Earth. Put a Fighting Fury Belt. Blacksmith. Onto that Entei. We can go ahead and play a double colorless on this. And we'll go ahead and Flame Screen. Now we are weak to that water. Of course, the darn Pokemon. But we have taken 3 prizes, so he's starting off down 6-3. So we'll see how strong of an advantage that water weakness is. We do have a follow-up kill, but the thing is, if our opponent can start using his abilities, then that's going to hurt. But we are lucky to get the Battle Compressor off of the prizes, so I'm thinking we can try to search to see if there's some sort of way we can Lysander out maybe a bigger hitter to make sure whichever one is going to be doing the most damage, we can get the kill. But yeah, he's going to be able to, he should be able to kill us here. We'll see if that 30 resistance ends up playing a big role or not. And our opponent is doing a Battle Compressor. And if anything, we can try to just get, just if we can get 3 backup kills, if he kills us, then we get a kill, then he kills us, and we get a kill. It's going to come down to the wire, because they'll be, like once they turn into their breaks, then they're really going to be they're going to be able to kill these shamans just off of ability alone. But we're trying to see 1 energy, a fisherman, 2 energies down, 3rd energy in play. So he's probably got to have some energies in hand. He's going for another Shadow Stitching, which is cool as long as we don't see any of these water shuriken guys. But once the breaks come out, they're going to be doing so much damage anyways. So let's see how much the Moonlight Slash does. And yeah, even with the resistance. So it gets that kill. We're going to go ahead and promote this Entei. This is where these bursting balloons are going to come in to play. Now I guess we can go ahead and Blacksmith. Go ahead and get the Blacksmith going for this one. Now we are going to have to find a way. We are going to need an Ultra Ball at some point. So let's go ahead and use the stadium here. And okay, we have a Lysander. It's not going to help right now. We'll go ahead and get this kill. Now we need an Ultra Ball next turn so we can start setting up another Entei. And we hit Tails, unfortunately, but I think at this point he's going to be killing us no matter what. So it's probably inconsequential. If we're down to 2 prizes, can we get 2 prizes? And this is going to hurt having the breakout, because he can start doing 60, and it's going to be hard to hit that 170 unless we have the 2 muscle bands on. Right now we don't have any muscle bands in our hand. But I guess he would have to attack into the bursting balloon. So that could be interesting. Let's see, 60, 90, we would survive a water shuriken and a giant water shuriken. So we'll have to see if he wants to attack into that bursting balloon. The question is, what does he go after? Does he go after the shamans? Okay, he's gonna go after this Entei on the bench. We see 30 go to the Entei active, so at least he's losing water energies. So maybe our opponent does shadow stitching. I would imagine that would be the smart play, unless he wants to keep the energy in his hand. You see a versus seeker, maybe for okay, for Skyla. Smart. Skyla can probably, I guess, get him a dive ball to get that evolution next turn. Oh, or a Sacred Ash. Okay. Sacred Ash is good as well. So it will be interesting to see if our opponent takes the kill this turn. Because if he doesn't take the kill, we aren't going to be killing him. So it could benefit him to actually let this bursting balloon fall off. And then maybe kill it just with abilities. But goes to show I have no idea what I'm talking about. Because apparently that was not part of his big plan. So see, can we get a Pokemon? We cannot get a Pokemon, fortunately. Let's go ahead and attach that. We have 22 cards. Now luckily we will be able to kill that Greninja. How many Enteis? 1, 2, 3. So there's one Entei left. Guess we're gonna go ahead and get the kill. And cool. We avoided some damage there. Can we get a Pokemon off this? Unfortunately, we were not able to get a Pokemon, but we'll see if our opponent can do enough damage. I think if he just so water shurikens, if he can break. Ooh, 60. I'm gonna want to kill that guy pretty badly. And see, that's also 60. So he missed Slash. So he does the damage, takes the 60. Guess we can go ahead and try to get the Remoraid. Now we could really use some Pokemon right about now. 50 damage. Okay, let's go ahead and use this Scorched Earth. Where's our Pokemon? No Pokemon whatsoever. Okay. Now this is pretty tricky. Let's go ahead and I'm getting tired of seeing all these item cards. Let's get rid of some of the stuff. No more Battle Compressor. No more Scorched Earth. Tired of seeing you. Actually, we don't need that Charizard. Let's Battle Compressor again. Let's see. Do we have a we should have a Sycamore. Okay, we do have a Sycamore. So we aren't going to need a Sycamore twice. So let's get rid of that. Alright, cool. Now the question is, do we want to go for this kill? Let's see, 70 damage. He's going to, so we can do 50 damage, putting him at 110. Then he is likely going to Break Evolve, meaning we're going to have to do 60 more damage. Which we can do, but we're going to be getting rid of all these cards here. I think we're going to have to go ahead and Lysander out the Remoraid. Yeah. Now the only problem is he can get a kill on us. So I think we're just going to have to end our turn there. If we did the Sky Return, then that would leave no Pokemon on our bench. So all he would have to do is do his attack plus a giant Water Shuriken. So we'll hope that bringing this Remoraid out stalls him for a bit. And if we can draw another Pokemon soon, then we can start to do a couple cycles of the sky return. So there we okay, there's an energy drop. Now we'll see if our opponent has another energy for the giant water shuriken. And there's a giant water shuriken. And our opponent will be able to get the kill on this shaman here. See a versus seeker, likely going for, okay, Skyla. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Wink, wink. I was thinking he was gonna go for a Wally, but I guess Skyla will probably be good as well. Maybe a dive ball or something. He only has 7 cards left in the deck though, so I don't know how many options he has. Okay, a muscle band. Kind of irrelevant at this point, but hey, any extra damage I guess helps. There we do see him evolve. So we're going to really have to hit something good off of this Scorched Earth. Really need to hit something good. If we can get a double colorless, a double colorless, and I guess a Pokemon. So there's a Pokemon. Let's see here. Not sure if we can do this because now we have the Shaman in the active. Let's go ahead. Scorched Earth. We're gonna go ahead and play that. That's not gonna help us out. I guess we'll have to a Lysander. Let's see. I guess the Octillery. 2 energy retreat costs. We'll go ahead and end our turn. This is coming down to the wire. Fortunately, you know, they have our weakness, so they were able to hang out a lot longer and put the pressure on us. If this was a non-weakness game, would have been a bit easier for our side, but that's just how the game goes at times, you know. Can't be too frustrated on that. I guess we'll have to see if we have go for another Skyla. Maybe he has a floatstone. Oh, fisherman. I guess we'll have to see if we have any more double colorlesses in the deck. So it's 1 double colorless down, 2 double colorless down, 3. So there is 1 more in the deck, because if we can get this Shaman, he's probably going to drop 90 damage on the Shaman. If we can Sky Return after that, then we can put the Entei up. We'll still be in a bad position, but, you know. It's a hope. It's a hope. Let's see. Oh man, these guys aren't helping out at all. So go ahead and Sycamore. We're gonna drop these down just to distract them. Maybe, you know, make them think of attacking something else. And where's that double colorless? Brilliant. So we're going to go ahead and Sky Return. And let's put up our biggest Pokemon. 220, but with weakness. 220 is not looking all that formidable. Let's see. I think he did play the Fisherman though, huh? So he should have a few more energies in hand just to hard retreat that. And now just waiting for Judgment. Yeah, there's the other energy. He probably has 2 more water energies in hand. So all he needs to do is attack and play the... Let's see. That'll be 60. So it'd be 90. And then that'll be 120. So I think that kills us exactly. If he has another energy. Because of the muscle band, I think he just barely gets it. Yeah. 70. Oh, no, actually, no, it's more than that. It'd be 140. So yeah, he actually kills us by 10. So yeah, it's a tough battle. It's gonna happen. Not sure what he's going for now. Oh, another fisherman. I think he already has a win, so I'm not sure that he has to do this. But I guess better safe than sorry. He just did it twice? Oh, I see. He has 2 of them there. Yeah, yeah. Alright. Oh, that is right. I forgot the miss slash does not account for the weakness and ability. So let me see. Do we have a Versus Seeker? We do have a Versus Seeker. I think we might actually get this. I thought he was just kind of doing extra activities to kind of like, you know, style on me and put some extra flash on it. But no, I guess he was realizing that his miss slash doesn't hit for weakness. So I think we're gonna go ahead and get the combustion blast here and win just barely. Wow, I thought we had it lost. We fought on all the way down to the last card against the water deck, and wow, yeah. Oh man, I thought we were dead to the rights, but the Speed Entei deck fought off a Greninja deck. Cannot believe it. Really good deck, strong showing. Hung in there despite the weakness, and yeah, way to go. Deck has a lot of potential. I really think you guys should give it a go. It's a lot of fun as well. I've always felt like fire decks are a lot of fun. I guess because they hit hard, they're explosive, and yeah, Entei. So I hope you guys enjoyed the deck. Feel free to like, comment, please subscribe. We're going to keep doing some more vids like these and show you guys interesting builds that can compete and hopefully even become the meta. Yeah, so I guess we'll see you next time. Until then, peace.